to 2024 My World with Stories. It's good to be back. You may know them best as both Australian singers and songwriters that are currently in the works of releasing their newest single, but you mainly know them best from their 3.1 million TikTok video covering pop singer Katy Perry's song Wide Awake. I can't even tell you how excited I am to not only have these two superstars on my show, but what their future entails. Please welcome Lash78 on My World with Stories podcast. Really excited to have you guys on today. I found you guys on TikTok from a recent viral video, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I want to know first how you both got started to sing.
Yeah, so we are sisters. So we're Australian sisters. We're from Melbourne, Australia. Our parents were always just in the music industry. Our uncle, he toured the world with AC/DC with his band that he was the front man for. So I think music was just always around. Our granny, she used to play guitar and sing. So I think it was one of those things where it was just because it was around so often, we just would always sing. And then our parents were kind of maybe you guys could get into singing lessons and dancing lessons. So we were just raised around it, really.
It was definitely a natural progression. It was easy, effortless.
Yeah, 100%.
So you both are sisters, obviously. So did you think when you first started performing together that there was something special? Oh, maybe we should actually pursue this?
100%. I think anyone who ever saw us together knew there was something. Even in the car singing, we always kind of just fit in so well together. We have really different vocal sounds as well. But because we're siblings, they blend so nicely. But yeah, it was just a natural progression.
Really. I think it was also just, it never really was, I mean, at times we've taken it extremely seriously and we were going to do a career out of it. But I think for us at that age, when we first started, it was more about how happy it made us. We were just I don't know, you could tell we radiated this love for music. And I think that's what attracted a lot of people to following us very early
100%.
on.
Yeah.
And the family dynamic too.
Yes. I love that. Lash78 is inspired by genres in today's finest artists. What drew you both to creating Lash78 and what captivated you to perform in, I guess you could say, for people that you look up to?
So a funny little thing that not everyone knows is Lash78 is actually Lauren and Sheridan Harvey. So that's our full names. We would have originally just been called Lash, but unfortunately there was a band from Western Australia that was also doing some music. They actually had quite a bit of success and we absolutely love their band. So yeah, we ended up putting the 7 and 8 on because we were 7 and 8 years old at the time.
But we never realized until we didn't put it together until later in life that I was born in 97, Sheridan was born in 98. So it kind of crosses over.
Yeah, it has two meanings, which is really, really cool.
And I think too, with the making music together, I don't think there was ever a pinnacle point for us. I know for our parents, they took us busking and we used to street perform, and a lot of people were you have to get them to Tamworth, which is a country music festival here in Australia. And they took us, and the rest is history, really. There was no set plan. It just happened.
But I guess it is funny, the evolution of our music starting out kind of in the country scene. So we were at Tamworth Country Music Festival, but we were also, singing the Veronicas. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Veronicas, but the Veronicas are two twins. They sing together and they had more of a rock pop sound. And we were on the street singing there. So come on, baby, we're gonna live forever. And everyone else is going
people loved it though. People loved it though.
They did. So yeah, we then went we did a little bit of country, but then we were really always rock pop. And then throughout that journey, we have kind of given a little bit of every genre a bit of a go. We've definitely landed more in the rock pop.
I think with the background of country music, though, it's really helped with our songwriting.
100%. So,
yeah, I think everything's happened for a reason.
We have a lot of respect for country music songwriters. And also, that being said, is that because we are so dynamic, there's not really, or dynamic or versatile, there's not really any set genre that we would never go, no, we won't give that a try at some point in our career.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Hope that answers everything.
Oh, yeah, it totally does. No, yeah, I love that you guys kind of do a little bit of everything with your music.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing about TikTok is that we've been able to not necessarily be like, okay, we're rock pop, so we only have to do rock pop. We've given country a go. There's heaps of people on there that are giving us country recommendations. And then we've also done, I think, like on one of our lives, we did Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. Like that's a metal band. Like, we're just giving everything a crack. But when you hear music from us in the very, very near future, it will be that rock pop sound. But if you love music, I think you probably should give us a follow because we'll give anything a crack for you.
Yeah. Now, Lauren, you've actually had the opportunity of being in the musical hit in Australia of Billy Elliot taking on the role of Debbie, which is such an incredible like show. So, how did that whole process like come for you? Because performing in musicals is a lot different than like just performing on stage as yourself.
100%. I actually started as a dancer back when I was 4 years old. So my parents put us in an acting agency, and from there, the opportunity came. I auditioned and didn't really think anything of it at the time, but I got the role, and I guess the rest is history in that sense. I absolutely loved my time on the show. It was really great for my stage presence, and also a love for musical theatre did blossom from that as well.
Learning to take things very seriously for you was a big thing. Like you guys had to do what,
It was
6 months of
incredible, the
training?
process. It was, I think, 3 to 6 months of rehearsal and then 6 months on stage.
Yeah.
I was there 4 days a week.
It was a
As
full-time
12-year-old,
job.
it was a full-time job.
Yeah.
What I hear a lot of times from Broadway actors is that it's like the Olympics kind of like you're there every single day, you're performing all the time and like it's so different than like the real world.
I think the thing with Billy Elliot too was because there were so many kids in the cast, they really kept the fun in it. There wasn't really a time I remember really struggling. So it was really nice. It's a nice little memory to have.
Did you ever think of like doing something like that again or like even like coming to like the US and like trying Broadway out? Like would that be an option?
100%. I would love to do that one day. I'd love to probably get all the stuff with Lash done for the next little while. And yeah, I think in about 10 years or so, I would love to step back into that world. It was wonderful.
Be nice to have a combination of doing a bit of everything at that
Yeah.
point of your career, definitely.
100%.
Sheridan, you were a finalist for the Australian Buskin Championships, and you were invited by Stephen K. Amos. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
Amos. Yeah.
to perform as a part of his performance at the 2009 Melbourne International Comedy Festival, which resulted in the opportunity to perform as a guest artist on an
Spicks and Specs. Yeah.
yeah, on ABC. So that is first off, that's really, really cool. And secondly, how did that whole process like go for you?
Firstly, I want to say this is a very big deep dive that you have done because I don't know where you found this bio, but you have deep dived because I swear I took a lot of this stuff off online. I said to Lauren, I was like,
where did she get this information?
Girl knows. So yeah, Spicks and Specs, kind of getting into that comedy circle as well. Obviously, I wasn't a comedian, I just did singing. But that opportunity actually began from when Lauren was at Billy Elliot. My dad and I used to go up and kind of wait around for Lauren to finish work. And Dad was like, seeing all the buskers, he's like, why don't you just busk and then like we can, you can get better at your instrument, you can get better at your vocals. It's just a good opportunity for you to get out there and have your own experience while Lauren's in Billy Elliot. So from that, the busking championships came about. Stephen K. Amos, that situation came about. Another amazing Australian comedian, David Hughes, also invited me onto Spicks and Specs as well. So I suppose for people who don't really know what Spicks and Specs is, it's just a Australian TV show. It's like a game show where it's a lot of, I guess,
it's all comedians.
Yeah, all comedians.
Music trivia, pretty much.
But yeah, I was really young when I went on that, and I think it was amazing to have that opportunity because Lauren and I are connected at the hip to have that time apart and have a little bit of our own careers separate to the one that we really have now. Amazing opportunity, and I guess my thing would be just if you're young and you want to pursue music, just get yourself out there. I think now it's a lot different. You know, busking back then was a thing, or, you know, maybe Vines was a thing back then. I was too young to understand it. But yeah, like getting yourself out there.
Definitely with TikTok for sure. I think TikTok is the new busking in a lot of ways, but you actually get seen by the entire world.
More people. Yeah.
Speaking of TikTok, you guys have been like posting on there like a bunch, and it was actually funny how I found you guys because it came up on my For You page. You guys sang a Katy Perry song called Wide Awake, and it has right now it has 3.1 million views. So did you guys expect
that?
No. Not at all. We posted it. We actually weren't even really 100% going to post it.
Well, there is a little bit of a story here that, like, so I take a lot of more of the social media side in regards to posting, and Lauren takes the interacting side. We both kind of do a bit of everything, but specifically that is the one thing that we do have together. So we have been posting 2 times a day for the last like month and a bit. And so we had a day where we only had one piece of content recorded and we were both done. We were like, I can't really be bothered. So we ended up putting up a video from Pink called Who Knew? So we did a cover of that and it got a fair bit of traction. But the funny thing about that video was it was recorded different to everything else we did. When we recorded the other covers in the car or at like my house or Lauren's house or whoever's house, we would have the headphones in and we would play the music through there. And then we would take it into like our music program and just add a little bit of reverb and things like that. And all of those videos did okay. But this video, I tried to take it into like my computer, but because we didn't record it with the headphones, it sounded botched and it sounded terrible. So I was like, Lauren, I'm going to post it. I'm going to see how it goes. And whatever, if the music quality isn't that great, who cares?
We just delete it.
That video did really well. That got up to like 10,000 views. And that was huge for us. We were stuck in the 300 view jail.
We were like, oh my God, this is amazing.
So we thought after that video did okay, how about we just do another video the same style? Let's just put the music up, the volume up in the car and record it with no like special bits and bobs. Anyway, so then that video went viral.
We actually could not believe it. Like people sometimes say, oh yeah, you know, I saw it coming. There, no way. Yeah. We were watching it and everyone was messaging us going, do you see what's happening? And we were like, we got up to 100,000 views and
when
we were
celebrating. I manifested like opening my phone and having like 20, 30,000 notifications. I was manifesting that.
We got that.
But that specifically didn't necessarily feel attainable within, you know, the first month and a half of us posting.
Yeah.
As you guys know now from watching this interview, we have been doing it for so long, but TikTok is just another thing. Like we've been on the platform for many years, but we've never taken it as seriously as we are now. And I suppose the reason that we have been taking it seriously is because we're about to come out with new music and we wanted that traction to start building. We didn't want to post new music to nobody. So now the fact that we have a community of over 10,000 people, when 2 weeks ago we were celebrating with our gran at 700 followers, is honestly like it's tear-jerking for us.
It's actually mind-blowing. And we're so grateful to everybody too. I think we've always had that kind of fear of being seen in a way, and also the fear of hate. And we've kind of overcome that in a way. And the love that we've received on TikTok has been astronomical. There is no way we can thank people enough for their kindness and for their song suggestions, and also for the people on there, on our lives and on our videos that are asking for original music. We dream of things like this.
Yeah.
And we have been dreaming things like this for a really long time.
I suppose I don't want to keep talking on this, but not keep talking on it, but I don't want to make sure that this goes too long. But Yeah, I think that we definitely had that fear of posting covers because we are an original band. But sometimes you kind of got to just do things that you don't necessarily fully think is the right fit for your project, just to try and test the waters. Because if we didn't do that, I mean,
Who
we would have
knows?
missed out on all of this happiness.
That did that so quick, Lauren. We got a mill.
And we also
Reward.
would have missed out on all these amazing people like
Yeah.
yourself that we're meeting online.
Exactly.
All these new friends we're making.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. What's like next for TikTok? Like moving forward, like after that video? Like, do you guys have like any ideas?
So at the moment, we're doing our very best to get through everyone's requests. We've got a lot coming through. We've just unfortunately had some
Had a loss in
had a
our
loss in our
family.
family. So we're going through that over the last week, which has just been insane to have something so incredible happen while something so sad is happening as well personally. So we're really doing our best to get back to everybody.
Yeah,
And then
so pretty much we hit 700 followers 2 weeks ago with our gran, and then 2 weeks later we'd hit about 8,000, and then our granny passed away.
Wow.
So having that moment of being like, gran, we've hit like 1 million views, gran, we've hit 700 followers, and then the next time we went in, we're like, gran, we've hit 8,000, and then we knew she was quite unwell. But it's definitely like that for us, having those moments with her of being like, we can't believe that we had that many people on our platform, and like now we know it's only going to continue to build, and we know that she's going to be looking down on us and be thinking like, you know,
wow.
wow.
So yeah, I think for that, definitely getting back to people's requests. And then hopefully in the next month or so, you guys will start hearing little snippets of our new single.
Awesome. You two have been writing and performing for a long time now. So what has been like the greatest part like about that, and like what do you look forward to like moving forward in the writing and like performing world?
Well, I think music is our therapy. We have written songs, you know, that are personal to us. We've also written songs that are personal to other people.
We've had people come to
Yeah.
us to write a song for them as well. So
Which is something that actually we would love to start on TikTok. Obviously, it's just time consuming. And at the moment, our capacity is a little bit smaller than what we would like it to be. But yeah, I think that music has just always been the way that we can express ourselves. And I know that sounds really taboo, but it's just something, I can't even describe the feeling. Like it makes me feel whole. And when I don't do it, I don't really feel complete. And
100%. I think for me too, the songwriting never came truly natural to me. It took a lot of work. Sheridan, she can just come up with things so effortlessly, and I'm so envious of her, but also so grateful that, you know, we're on the team together, and we have found throughout the years of working together that we have strengths that the other doesn't.
You know, one person is really like strong in that area, one person is maybe not necessarily as strong. But yeah, I guess what next is like in this area, just continuing to evolve our sound. We've been able to meet some amazing people in the music industry, whether that be, you know, people that aren't necessarily musically inclined. But we've had a lot of amazing people come around and support us over the last little bit before the TikTok happened, which is, you know, we're very grateful that people were interested before anything has started to kind of blow up for us. But yeah, just continuing this train of being able to express ourselves, trying new things.
Yep.
And yeah, we hope that in some way that it can inspire some younger people to want to also become.
That's it.
You know,
And also, like we've said on our lives on TikTok, TikTok's really hard to get back to people. But if you follow us on Instagram and shoot us a message, we'll get back to you when we can.
and I suppose I'll give you the update of what the numbers are now on Instagram. It's 2,000, nearly 600. So hopefully,
Hopefully we can be
start
Billie
building.
Eilish,
Yeah,
where she does once a year.
literally.
So do you both like have any advice to like people that want to do like what you both do?
Just keeping on. We have been doing this for a really long time, but we're always learning something new. And I think if you really want to do this and you really want to make a career for yourself, don't give up.
Yeah, and I suppose just to kind of extend on that, one of the best pieces of advice that I have ever heard was from Ed Sheeran. It's specifically related to songwriting, but you know, the more that we continue through our career. I think it kind of goes over every element because, you know, when you're an independent artist, you've got to do emails, you've got to do your own songwriting, you've got to do your
Video
own marketing,
content.
all this stuff. And the advice for songwriting was songwriting is like a rusty tap. When you turn it on, the water will run out rusty, but if you keep it on for long enough, the water will come out clean. And I think that kind of, it really does, it works with everything because you're not just going to start making really amazing content, but if you continue to put up video after video after video, the videos are only going to become more high quality. Your talent is only going to become more refined.
The algorithm is going to want to help you more for investing in the app.
So yeah, when you feel like giving up, that's the part where you got to just continue to push. And we've had a lot of those times over the years, being, you know, 7 and 8 years old, all the way up to now 25 and 26 years old, where we've gone, we love this thing, but it hurts us sometimes when we don't get back what we think we're going to. But there's a plan. There's a plan that's coming for you. And
I think for us too, whenever we've been like, oh, should we just throw in the towel? Something incredible happens.
Yeah.
So I think everyone just keeping on. I think that's the best thing we could say.
And then the other piece of advice is that if you're a cabinet maker, you don't keep your cabinets in your shed. You put them out to the world so that people can buy them. And I think that's the other thing. You know, if you're going to be scared about not being perfect, no one's ever going to see your stuff and you're never going to go anywhere.
That's it. That applies to every creator.
So just continue to put things out. And if you hate it in, you know, a year's time, even some of the stuff we're like now from the stuff we post on TikTok, we're like, maybe we should delete it. Just delete it. Put it up. If it doesn't do well, or even if it doesn't do well, you can keep it up too. But don't worry about it. It's fine. The only person that can really judge you is yourself, and even then compete against it.
I think that's the thing we've learned most with TikTok especially, is that we're actually our biggest judges.
100%. Yeah.
What's next for Lash 78? Like, anything you want to say?
Yes, there's a lot coming up for us. We obviously are going to keep doing our videos online, and we are going to be releasing music this year, which we are so excited about. We are so proud of. And I think once people hear it, I think everything will just click.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it. Very excited.
Where can people follow you guys to stay up to date and to see your incredible videos?
Basically, we're on most platforms. We're on TikTok, Instagram. We also have YouTube, and then we have Facebook. We're not on X yet. People will have to talk me into that one, and also the Threads. But yeah, basically everywhere else besides those two, and I guess maybe not the ones that I don't know about yet.
We'll put our handles down for you along here.
Most of it is Lash 78 Music.
Thank you guys so much for doing this with me. I am so happy that I had you on, and you guys are just incredible, and I love your videos and stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
And we have also checked out your stuff as well, and we just want to congratulate you on, you know, all the stuff that you're doing as well, and we hope that you have a really successful year, and we're so glad to have been a part of some of the first people you're interviewing for 2024. So yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening and watching to My World with Stories podcast. Make sure to subscribe and follow along on YouTube and Spotify. To stay up to date, you can follow My World with Stories podcast on both Facebook and Instagram at My World with Stories podcast. Make sure to give this podcast a like for future episodes coming your way. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and we will see you guys next time.